Oh, you're gonna catch me. You can do bloopers.
Bloopers?
Yeah, you can do a blooper reel.
I think you got some bloopers on your head.
Those are roses.
Oh.
I
I thought they were bloopers. My glasses are dirty. Oh, speaking of. So Sheila found out where her filters are. I don't have any filters. Lori doesn't have any filters.
What are we talking about? Filters for all of a sudden. Oh, Lordy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm really trying to behave.
You're not doing a very good. You're not doing a very good job, Batman.
All right then.
Perfect. Perfect.
I don't want to catch the COVID.
Why do they call it the COVID?
The COVID.
Because they're just being smart butts.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying. I'm working my way up. Oh, there's the. Okay. Wait. None. Okay. All right.
We're just waiting on you, Sheila. There's only 2,000 or 3,000 people that are waiting on you to stop your games.
Oh, good luck with that.
I know.
Okay.
All right, Lori, are you playing games?
I am not playing games. I do have a very funny question though.
Oh.
I'm
just going to start right off on a question.
Well, I'm really seriously interested if there's going to be a toilet paper shortage because Costco is, cutting you off at a certain limit. I want to know.
No.
They are.
Are we going backwards in time again?
What? I can't conceive a toilet paper shortage.
Well, they showed a whole bunch of ship liners that, all off the coast that can't get into the ports apparently.
Yeah.
And so, and then if people go in and, buy too much, then what happens?
Well, and here's the troubling thing for me is because printed newspaper has just fallen by the wayside. Well, because of the internet, you can't even use that anymore. So we're going back to leaves.
There's some really good leaves out there that really work better than toilet paper. And they're biodegradable, by the way. And you can put them in your compost if you really want to.
Well,
Not
you could
use for anything else, but you can
I'm going to send you my used leaves so you can put them in your compost.
No. You have to keep it in the family. Keep it in the family. No, strange. I'm not doing strange.
So, Laura, you thought that was a safe question, didn't you?
I just want to know if it's true.
Okay.
All right, let's do that. Let's roll with that and give it some tarot card luck and see what's gonna happen.
All
with
right.
the toilet paper.
Gonna be a paper shortage.
Oh my gosh, hang on. I need to clear some of this filtered energy.
Oh, that's a good idea. I have my Palo Santo. Santo. People say I say it wrong. I'm not sure why they care, but I'm so sorry if I say it wrong.
Yeah.
You can say it however you like. I say it Palo Santo, but you can say it however you want.
It's too much fun.
But we do need some clearing energy.
Some of it's being stolen.
Oh, look, stolen.
Oh my gosh.
When is the toilet paper would be stolen? Who needs it?
I think it's a lie.
Oh yeah, it's a lie.
Wow, do you think they got so much money when the pandemic first hit that they're starting to say, oh, everyone needs to buy all the toilet paper in the whole wide world so we get all the money again? What's up with all this dishonesty? Or who's stopping it? Who's doing this? Who's creating this? There's something very smelly. There's that smelly going on there.
We're talking about clean toilet paper, right? We're just making. Well, ironically, the first thing it says giving and receiving and generosity and wealth is the first two cards that came up with this. I was like, what? Is it a sign of wealth if you have toilet paper nowadays? You know what I mean? I'm like, what is going on? What is the world, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Sun, and the Three of Swords, heartbreak, and defending yourself? These are the questions that I've gotten up for the reason why it could happen.
Well, if you don't have toilet paper, you are going to have heartbreak, and you are going to need to defend yourself as you're walking around, because it's, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's taking a shower every, 30 minutes to 40 minutes. And we're like, what's going on?
I stock in the bidet companies.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, seriously, that felt really weird too. Like there's some sort of wealth, some sort of, the wealthy is controlling something.
Yeah.
On a serious note, that was exactly the King of Wands. I mean, there's like the Wheel of Fortune, the world came out again, and the Wheel of Fortune. So that visionary, that born leader, the world comes out, like the controlling of the world, and then the Wheel of Fortune, like if you being serious, like if you have toilet paper, it's going to be a representation of wealth. And I don't know why that is. It sounds like the weirdest thing ever, but that was exactly what I got twice.
Well, you know what the weirdest thing ever was? You saying, being serious.
Yes.
If you have toilet paper, it's a sign of wealth. I'm like, how is that serious? But,
I don't know,
but when you said that, so I kind of got the same thing. It's weird. So I have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new financial start coming out of the blue. Toilet paper, the new monetary fund. I have walking away from sorrow. So with the Eight of Cups, he's walking away. And then the next card is the Emperor. And I went, what is this going on? So I pulled two more cards on it. And I got the Page of Wands. He's coming up with this new plan, this new idea, and family money. And so when this goes along with what you said, Sheila, that it may be the new currency. I'll give you 2 sheets for a loaf of bread.
Oh, when we did have that actual shortage back in the day, before, when what was it, April or something like that of 2020, I literally put a sign up on because my neighbors know that I'm crazy and funny. At least I think I'm funny. I put a sign up there because I have an elliptical in my garage, and I said an hour on the elliptical for 2 rolls of toilet paper in my garage. And everybody just laughed and laughed. It's like, I need toilet paper here, people. Yeah, I have an hour on the elliptical. Can't go to the gym. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Well, yeah, and let's take that one more further. But we do need to talk about the energy of today, because we started that before, and then we got into Sheila's filters that she doesn't have any, and
she does filters again.
But this goes along with hoarding things like that's going on in Brexit in Britain, with them like filling up, that they're having a gas shortage, and because of the truckers aren't going there, and people are hoarding gas. So let's just look at generally, we can look in specific areas, I guess. are we going into a hoarding situation? They are in Britain, in the UK. Are we in the US going into a hoarding situation? Is Australia going into a hoarding situation? Because they're just coming out of, I think, lockdown from what I'm hearing. They're finally getting their shots and coming out, but anyway, let's just take a look at those. The US going into a hoarding situation with their goods.
The chariot fell out, and I think that's about the shipping.
Yeah.
I got that the King of Wands again, that born leader, that visionary, that boldness. I also got the Two of Pentacles, juggling life. And then I got the Moon, that suspicion, that intuition, that that deception dream, that the one story that's coming to me really, really strong right now is, you remember back in the day when medicine men would travel from town to town, and they would sell their bogus medicines. Like they would have somebody out in the audience drink other portion, and all of a sudden they could walk,
Right.
type of, remember that? This is the feeling of this.
Sheila, can you turn your microphone up a little bit?
Yeah, I can get closer. Is that better?
There we go. Yeah.
It has that feeling of illusion to it, like the oldest trick in the book of a medicine man peddling his wares and having somebody in the audience faking it and making everybody believe that this is what they got to do.
Kind of like Donald Trump.
Yeah, something's happening. There's some sort of narrative. Something is being put out there to get everybody to act a certain way.
Snake charmers.
Yes, snake charmers. Exactly, Lori.
Right.
Exactly. So that's all I got.
What'd you get, Lori?
I'm still getting that this is ill-conceived. I'm just still getting it. It's just chaos, and there's sneakiness behind it, and it's all about the money. So just there's some difficulties, but it's just like we can't see straight, and you're worried about stuff that's not even real. I just think it's for profit.
Yeah. Those container ships outside of LA, that's crazy. There's so many of them out there now.
There are many.
So I pulled 3 cards on it, and I got the Ace of Cups, which is new emotional starts. And I'm like, okay, so where is this going? I got the Happy Family with the 10 of Cups, and I'm like, what is going on with this? And then I got this card, which is defending yourself in a lot of restriction. And I'm like, okay, so what is the story that I'm getting with this? And I pulled 2 clarification cards on the last one. And what I'm getting from is we are feeling with, as more and more people get vaccinated and more people are starting to go out and feeling like they've been released from the COVID, this whole thing, and they're getting out and being happy. We still have this card that we have to deal with that we're not paying attention to. And so the 2 clarification cards, I got the 2 of Swords. And when I looked at this card, I saw the water, and that was the choice that we have in the port of LA, where them not letting the ships in. And then I got the Death card, which is we are going to be having these issues, but don't forget the sun is shining. as this changes, as this period ends, the light is going to come. But yet we do have to not like live so freely that we should not pay attention to what's happening. And I'm not saying hoard, but don't waste your
You know what just
resources.
dawned on me? What about not raising the national debt and how it's going to affect this country?
Yeah, that's a question that we got. And by the way, thank you everybody for your questions. They were great. And that was one of them. So
can this be connected, not raising the national debt and how it affects everybody in the United States? Is this correlated with that feeling of making sure that your pantries are full, making sure you have enough things for your, it might be a very, very rough couple of weeks, even a month.
Yeah. And you were mentioning this, Sheila, on your channel before about all your canning and things. I've been talking about just making sure you're extra prepared, that you do have food for your dogs and your pets, dogs and cats and ostriches, whatever you have. And
you have ostriches.
Just a few. Well, you have to have them in a pair. You can't have just one ostrich.
Is one of them named Karen? Oh,
wouldn't do that. Anyway. So there is that sense, but that's good to think about. Let's pull on that debt limit.
Yeah, that raising the national debt. I don't understand it completely. And I have to be honest with this. This is a new learning experience, learning about the national debt, raising it, lowering it, doing nothing. I had no idea, to be honest with you. So I'm just learning about that. But I was also watching something where it says that not raising the national debt could really put this country into some severe. That's the reason why the Republicans voted against it, is because they know that it'll terrorize everybody, and they want to blame that on Biden instead of themselves.
Right.
Right. They love anything that happens under Biden that they can terrorize. They're like, oh, that's Biden's problem. You didn't vote for it. No. That's Biden's problem. That's how they work.
Yeah. So and they raised it, if I'm correct on this, 3 times during the previous administration.
Absolutely. And there's side to side where McConnell is saying, absolutely, we got to raise it. This is how we do it. This is the reason why I vote for it. And then all of a sudden the opposite is his effect when it's another president that he doesn't. Oh,
and what
Trump shut it down. There was a shutdown under Trump.
Yes.
There was, but he shut that down because he wanted money for the wall. Not because of not raising the debt. He literally was trying to play hardball about the wall.
Right. And I think what McConnell was saying, and I'm with you, Sheila, it gets too complicated. It goes over my head. I don't have the patience these days to really read through some of this stuff, just because it's just all negative back and forth. But I think it's being tied to the infrastructure bill. That's what the Republicans are saying. Oh, no, we're not going to raise it because it's being tied to the infrastructure bill. However, we've already spent this money. We've already allocated this money. We just need to make sure that we can pay our bills. That's what I think this is all about. So let's just.
They were talking about having to sacrifice the infrastructure bill in order to raise the limit. And that's.
You have to cut it into 2. But so what is the question that we're asking, Danny?
Is the government going to get shut down due to, or are they let's just ask, are they going to raise the debt limit?
Okay. We'll get a yes or no on if they will raise the debt limit.
All right.
Yes or no.
The Republicans are trying to hand out lessons. The Republic, I literally got the Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles right out the back to back. The Republicans are trying to hand out their vicious little lessons. Don't ever let a Democrat in the office again. You see what we can do to it. They're handing out lessons.
Yeah.
Even though the Six of Pentacles is about kindness, it's not in this situation. Old money tradition. Old money and tradition. All right, that's all I got.
What'd you get, Lori?
That old money and tradition too, and we're not able to move forward right now. We're just not able to move forward. There's sadness over this. They've just got to get their act together. I'm not seeing what it takes, and they're coming up against these hard rules. There's secrecy behind it. It will come to a vote and a deal. So I'm going to go with yes, but I don't know what date.
Yeah, right. So I got something very similar. There's a lot of battling going on, but this isn't like winning at any cost. This is just like beating each other up over the head with sticks. It's not swords. So that's a good thing. In the center card, I got the Fool, which is good. But then I go, okay, who's being foolish? Who's walking off the cliff? Is it the Democrats with this big spending bill that the Republicans are saying you can't do that? You know, you're being foolish with your money, or is it just take a leap and things are going to be okay? We've got the sun on our back. This is the way forward. And then the third card I got is the Eight of Cups again, walking away from sorrow. However, this is also about finding who you really are inside. Two clarifications on that Eight of Cups. I got hanging on to your money. So they're still hanging on to their money. They're still doing this fight. However, there is a woman that has the secret sauce in that cup. So I'm saying, yes, they will come together. But again, are they gonna shut down the government for a day or two or something and then start it back up again and come to an agreement? Maybe, but they are going to come together and something's going to be solved in my reading.
If the government shuts down, the Republican voters are not going to look kindly on their leaders. They won't. It will not help them. It will not help them.
You know, there's so much tied to you know, what the government does for a lot of, you know, for all of us. And when you stop shutting down social services, and it's brutal on it's brutal on people. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican, if you need those services and they're no longer there, you know, it's tough. So, you know, when you really need them, it's brutal.
They'll shoot themselves in the foot, just like they're doing with these voting laws and everything. They're just going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Gosh, yeah.
They're imploding. They're just imploding.
Yeah. So one of the things that we were talking about before we got on is the energy of this time and how, you know, the three of us are feeling so, you know, kind of off kilter a little bit, so heavy, and as well as Boyd, that things are changing and that we're going to get through this. And I think it's important to acknowledge that this is such a heavy time, but I truly think that we're going to get out of this. We just have to get through this month and the next month so we can start seeing the changes and the accountability happening to some of these past leaders who are just skating away. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I too have this heavy emotional feelings, heavy emotional feeling that has come about. And even today, it just feels so much. And I think it is the transition. I think it is us acknowledging and feeling how things are starting to shift. I mean, we have it's like the Republicans are gaining, trying to gain power, and you can just watch them as they're trying to gain power. And the Democrats are also trying to, beat that back so that we can function as a country. And we also have the January 6th commission. I think that January 6th commission is the reasoning why the Republicans are acting out so badly. I mean, they're just freaking out so badly. Now, when McCarthy keeps on saying that this is all political, it's because he's telling his own story. That it's going to kill them politically, is what he's really trying to tell everybody. Like, this is all political is a reason why. Well, the truth is, McCarthy, is because all of this information is going to kill your party politically.
Yeah.
And so we got to keep a perspective and keep going and realize that, even for me, I just realized that there's bigger things at play here.
Right.
And we can't do anything sitting here in Colorado. There's really not much I can do other than make sure that the information is out, and we stay focused on what we want and what we need in this country. And that's pretty much all we can do, and watch them fight it out. I mean, what else can we do?
Well, we don't have to watch every day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. But people, and me included, I'll be going, oh, let me click on, my news feed, see what's going on. And I don't need to do that every day, because it's just a rehash of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's a lot happening right now. There's a lot happening each day right now. This week is very important. So what's the question that we're going to ask, Danny? Because everybody needs to know about this shift. What do you need to know about it? Or what are we asking?
Yeah, let's ask. Let's do, what do we need to know about this shift we're going through?
And then, now you're going to tell them about your experience in the hot tub?
No.
What? Well, we're stopping. Why don't you tell them about the download?
No, it was just a private thing, me in the hot tub.
I don't think it was that private.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I mean, everybody gets downloads.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
It's a great story.
was there a
Tell everyone.
Was there a camera? It wasn't that private. Or I'm thinking I'm all by myself, and Lori's got some camera on me. All right. Well, now I have to tell.
Yeah, you didn't know that we had a
Excuse
camera
me.
on you. It would have already been public.
All right. So some of the people know that on my channel that I got vertigo real bad, and some people, I thought that I was going to end up in the hospital, because I was just so dizzy. I was nauseous. It got really kind of ugly. And somebody mentioned that, hey, you may be getting a download. And I'm like, okay, whatever that means. So I'm sitting in my hot tub, and things are spinning a little bit, not too bad. Every day it was getting better and better. And as I'm sitting in my hot tub, I hear somebody tell me, download complete. And it was like somebody was talking to me. And I'm like, who is that? Then there was nobody. And so I said, okay, you've been in the hot tub too long, time to get out. So when I got out of the hot tub, There was no hesitant. There was no spinning feeling. It was nothing. It was like, it was all better. So that was interesting. I mean, that was pretty clear. So we're just waiting to see what the download is.
I like that perspective. There I am. I like that perspective though, because I've noticed a lot of us readers are getting vertigo. Linda G. No, she's like, no, I haven't either. I haven't gotten download, but I get downloads a different way. I kind of go into a trance, like a seizure feeling trance, and I just like stare, and I'm frozen. I can't do anything. I can't do, I can't move or anything. So my downloads come that way. But it's interesting that a vertigo, how it affected you in the download.
Oh, it
and
was.
Linda had vertigo for quite some time.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago.
Yeah, I need to talk to them about changing their method of downloads, because
you can do that anytime you're ready.
That sucked.
How to get it? Yeah.
And Lori's going, no, not me.
I don't receive that.
You keep that away.
You can just have that all for yourself.
Yeah.
I do the staring thing too, though. I understand that completely. I'll just off center and stare, and then I'll hear something or see something. Do the same thing.
And some people, when that has happened to me, before I paid attention to that, they would say that that's a mild form of epilepsy.
They did used to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, that is them just trying to put a label on something that they don't know what it is.
True. This is true. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and it happened to me, and I stuttered too when I was little. Excuse me. So that was really, my mom was very worried. I made it.
Hey, you made it. All right.
So I have a question if you guys are willing.
Oh, no, we're going with energy of the week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I got it.
All right.
It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. And when we were asking about the, excuse me, when we were asking about the toilet paper and you kept showing the 8 of cups, I kept thinking about Trump going up the ramp with the toilet paper stuck on his foot. This is some really, really tough energy. Our guides are helping us. They are definitely helping us. We have to shift more in a positive way. We really need to analyze to see how we can make our lives better, and our health has to get better. I think it's really about our health, our habits, and how we're getting better. They're trying to help us. There's opportunity, but we've got to do it, and we really need to do it very quickly, is what I'm getting. Yeah.
Interesting. Because our health, nobody's talking about our health habits with the COVID. If we're healthy, we can fight it off better. But if we are eating fast foods and McDonald's and drinking sugar water all the time, it can't be healthy for us. So, yeah. What'd you get, Sheila?
Well, I did the first week on top of what is the problem, and then underneath what supports or is correlating. So I got very interesting. My first 2 cards literally is the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So it is going to be a conflict. It's going to feel like a betrayal. We're going to feel the scheming and the lying. I mean, I think the government is just showing us everything that we've been knowing for a very, very long time. So we have that to deal with. Everybody has that information to deal with. Now the second one is Hierophant, and then the 3 of Cups. Now it's interesting that these 2 came around. It's like, have faith. It's going to be okay. Have faith. I know it looks ugly right now. It's always like the worst before it gets better, kind of a message that we're having, because they do have that message of that weariness. Like there's a lot of pain and suffering going on in the country, and a lot of it has to do with watching your friends, go through it sometimes. But there is a lot of that. We have a message in that pain, and that's something that hasn't come to me in a long time. We're all wonderful and happy when it's all happy and go lucky and everybody's having a great time, and we love receiving the message of that. But we forget that pain and suffering also has a message for us, and I think that is talking about that. There's a message here for us to get, because we're going to get justice, and we're going to get that defending. We're going to defend, and we're going to get justice. I think this has a lot to do with in the future, maybe 6 to 8 months is what I just saw, is that we're going to have that justice. We're going to fight. We're going to have that boundaries. We're going to have power not the power like Republican power. I'm talking our self-confident power in addressing all of these issues and getting around to the part where we also have the Two of Wands, which is that first step in two paths. You either decide that you're with this country or you're not. You either decide good or evil, or these type of decisions that you're going to have to everybody's going to have to decide for. And then we have the mature women, that maturity in women. We've all known that the women energy is coming through. Not that we don't have any men out there that have to also have that compassion for us, but we have that mature energy in the women. Like, you can't treat us like this. You can't rape us anymore. You can't destroy us anymore. You can't take away our rights. You can't take away our beliefs. You can't take away our decisions. And this is coming forward so heartily. And I think that is the energy, is where we're transitioning, and we're here right now. That's all. We're just here right now in the swords, and in the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So that's my reading on the energy coming up and going forward.
Wow.
That was a lot.
It
was good.
That was
Yeah. So mine is similar. I pulled 6. Where we are right now is in a really powerful place. It's the energy is this is a chessboard, and the king has wings on it, and so, but there's some things that are being knocked over in this chessboard too. And the card that challenges it is exposed and revealed, and that was upside down. So there's going to be a lot of negative stuff that's coming out that's going to affect us, that's going to kind of throw us off balance a little bit. And we need to stay grounded, the bottom of this, in the oracle's gift. Who's that woman that reads coffee cups?
That's Cassandra. She does Taza cups. Cassandra.
Yeah, there you go. I just thought of her. Anyway, this cup is a lot cleaner than her cups. She's pretty amazing. In the back, don't forget that we have the sacred, in the past, we have the sacred reverence. Currently, we are waking the lion. Keep your ears open, but there's nothing about like getting in there and doing battle right now. It's more of a feeling when I look at this that we are getting information that is going to be upsetting to us, but know that we have the oracle's gift, and we have this love, this sacred reverence, that we should just sit back and process it and watch the lion wake up, but just kind of staying back a little bit. That's what I'm getting from this. It's a big energy though.
Yeah, and we have to be in top physical health.
I agree with Lori. I loved her reading, where you better
Right.
get quickly. If you're out there, terrorizing your body, try to button that up, and so that the energy can flow through us more easy. I think that it's not like we have to, stop eating Oreo cookies. But if you're out there, smoking, drinking, and all that good stuff, it may not be going through you too well,
And that goes back to the first thing with the toilet paper hoarding. If things are going through you too quickly. Laurie, she just shook her head. She's going, what am I doing on this channel? What is going? Did he really say that?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Hey, so I have a question that is along the lines of that missing, the woman that was killed in Utah, and the boyfriend's missing. Somebody wanted to know if he was going to be caught or whatever. Yeah, he will.
Gabby,
Yeah, Gabby.
Yeah, I think he will. I don't know if he did it. I don't even want to look at that so much, but where I want to focus on, and we can look at it if y'all want, is there is a huge backlog of missing Indigenous people of color. Is this high profile white woman, is that this case going to energize the missing people of color and Indigenous people so that we have a better national point of view, a national inquiry on where these other people are, what's happened with them?
Okay.
Is this whole case going to be the catalyst to start opening up everybody else's mind about the missing people that are current?
Yes.
It's awful. Montana is one of the worst. I was watching in a documentary. I mean, Montana is where Cheney, she's the Congresswoman of Montana.
Right.
And it's one of the worst where they're being abducted and missing.
Well, there's so much wide open space there.
It is wide open. Like there could be a whole great big old huge camp up there of human trafficking, and we wouldn't even know it. We wouldn't even know it. I have contractors here doing my decks. If you guys hear something,
Look at how many times we've had situations going on where women are being held in even houses that are in a local neighborhood, and people don't know their neighbors, and they're there for years, and they have no idea what's going on in there.
Right.
True.
Oh, it's like, how do you not know who your neighbors are?
Yeah. And not say something.
I most certainly don't live that way, but my neighbor, I can know my neighbor and never go into their house though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can know my neighbor for years and never go into the house. In fact, I do. Do you hear that?
No.
Okay, good. I could not go into their house ever.
I thought that I was fairly private, but obviously I have cameras pointing down in my back deck hot tub.
I didn't.
We had to. Yeah. So whoever, do you want me to go first? I can go first. Mine's real simple. The magician, the power of the recognition, and justice. So it is opening up a lot of questions right now, but we also have giving and receiving and generosity, meaning that in order for that to go forward, we're going to have to invoke the power of the purse, the King of Pentacles, money, and into getting that done. But the final card is public recognition. I mean, she's even on the stage, she's talking about it. So it is front and center. And I think it does move it forward. I'm not sure that they have the money to do what they need to do, because they have to invoke this. So, but it definitely is moving forward in a sense where it's in its infancy. Thank goodness that, at least something came forward that everybody's been talking about it. So it does help a lot. Not as much as we probably wanted to, but it is at least started.
Yeah,
The
right.
conversation is started.
Right.
Conversation has started. Should I go?
Go. Yeah.
Gosh, it's so sad. It's just so sad. So many young females have just been taken advantage of, and it's just so many. It's so many, and we don't know where they are, and some of them just will never be found. It's just. But they are getting together and raising funds. It happens very slowly, but it does come about, and they will get the funds, and they will shine a light on what's happening. So, but it isn't quick, but it is happening. So that's a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the sadness is
Really hard.
Well, it's just horrible. I got the hanged man, so it's not moving fast enough. It's in suspension. It's being crossed by just the sadness and what you were saying. Just so many, the Nine of Swords, just so many there's just too many of them. However, those two cards are the worst of it. And then I got a new the Page of Coins, which is there is money coming. There is some big news happening with this King of Coins, and I think that was this case where it's opening people's eyes up to what has gone on with all these other people that are missing. I got the Fool at the top of the reading, starting on a new adventure. And then I got the Three of Cups, which is women coming together to create something, and it's not so much a celebration as it is a coming together to get things done and to move things forward. So yes, I think it is, but we can't let it. We have a job to do, and I think that is to write our senators, our congressmen, and say this can't just fade away. We need to keep the information to them flowing, saying you've got to keep looking at this. You have to support these measures. Maybe that Deb Haaland is going to start up. So it's
It is
tough energy.
Tough energy. Tough energy.
I literally think that didn't I hear on the news that his parents got arrested?
No, they haven't been arrested.
I
Not to
thought
my
they did.
knowledge, anyway. And that's
What
just
is his-
one
what is his name?
city or more. Brian Laundrie. That's just a county or two above me in Florida. But as far as I know, they haven't.
Yeah, but you can feel assured because Dog the Bounty Hunter's on it.
That was the next thing I was gonna say. And he had just nothing but nonsense. Just like, what?
What
No.
is he trying to do?
He showed up at the parents' door, and he was gonna.
Oh, I see. He did come up out of there.
I don't want to
So-
say anything negative about Dog.
Okay, so they didn't arrest him?
Why not?
I thought that, no, I thought that they did arrest his parents. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Maybe it was something.
Wait a minute, Sheila. I want to go back to why Lori doesn't want to say anything bad about Dog the Bounty
I
Hunter.
don't want to.
Do you have a secret crush on him? You do.
No, I do not. Honest. No, I just, no, not gonna say it. And you can't make.
You can't make me.
Well, he's using it to get back into the public because his daughter was killed through a drunk driver. And so he knows how, and I think the drunk driver was her husband or boyfriend. Like, I think
Who is this dog?
Dog. Yeah, his daughter was killed through, I think her boyfriend was drinking and driving, and she was in the vehicle, and they got into a car accident, and she was killed. So he has that. He's trying to put them together. Like, I know how this feels. I'm like,
okay.
Yeah, and you can understand that, the two were on the road, and then, but there's going to be some big stuff that happens with the police department in Moab, because the way they interrogated Gabby and said, well, I want you to think about this really hard before you answer this question. Think about it long and hard. What were you thinking? What were you trying to stop him from doing when you were slapping him? And the reports came that was called into 911 that he was hitting her. Yep. So apparently she hit back, but so now that police chief has resigned today.
That's good, because how dare they? I watched the whole thing too. I was like, oh, so you come to that she was the aggressor. She's crying. He's got wounds because they're called defensive wounds.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me angry too.
Yeah.
But she was made to be the one that was hitting him.
And they said if anyone gets arrested today, it's going to, for domestic violence, it's going to be her. And he smiled.
Yep.
So it's very, it's difficult. Anyway, change the subject, Danny. Change it.
Change it. Dang. Change it. All right.
All right. What's the last? I got a reading to do here pretty quick. What's the last question for today? What do we got?
No, you're reading with us.
I know, but I'm dumb.
Putting time limits on us.
I have one. One of my subscribers, Mary. She wants to know. She thinks that Trump is just a puppet for a deeper, darker entity, or a bigger entity. Like, Trump knows what he's doing. He did what he did. He's in it. He's fully invested in what it is. But she kind of believes that there's something bigger on the back end of forcing all of these other Republicans, and including him, to do these weird, strange loyalty actions and stuff like that. So let's read and see if there is. The question is there something behind, bigger than just
Satanic?
I don't know. Is there an entity, like Illuminati, or things like that? Are they the ones, like the family? Are they the ones that are controlling the Republicans right now in doing exactly, because they don't care how if they say something Wednesday and they say, I didn't say that on Thursday, they don't care. They're just out of control. She thinks that there's somebody a bigger problem than we think there is. So let's
like a bigger organization that is.
Let's see if we know all we know, or is there somebody else pulling the strings? Some other bigger.
Wow.
Oh. I literally, speaking of downloads, I literally got a remote view download as this was coming through, if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
So I got the Ace of Pentacles. It's so that when I got the Ace of Pentacles on that, the money, the legacy, the business. What came through was, let's say they're at a circle at a table, and there's like 10 mega rich men sitting at this table. I mean, they're just astronomically rich men, and they have formed an alliance to manipulate the United States where they want. Because I got the backstabbing and Ten of Swords, like the legacy and the backstabbing. We want to be the king and queens of this country. We want to rule the world. I have enough money to buy the world. I also have the Six of Pentacles, where it talks about the grieving. They don't care about the pain that they present, because they are the Knight of Pentacles. We are going to rule this world. I also have the Star, and I also have Justice. The Star, you know, that hope and healing is like, after this is all over with and we're in charge, we're going to build this country the way we want to build it. And they really truly believe what they think and what they feel, that they have some really great ideas. And it's like almost like Justice is how they're going to present, like, we're justice, you know, we need to purify the country, we need to get rid of these people, we need to do that, and this is how they're presenting, this is what they want. Justice for their thinking, their ideology, what they want. That's what I got. It was really weird. What do you guys get?
I'm getting two factors. I've got the 2 and the 2 pentacles, 2 swords. I think it is a judgment and white supremacy, because they know they're dying off. And I think the other part, so it's 2 determining factors. I think the other part has to do with Pootie and all of them that are working in cahoots with him. So I think so. I was really shocked. I mean, of course, I'm always hoping for the best and the most wonderful and delightful. It's not. It isn't. Very clearly.
It's not.
It isn't.
It's
Right.
not. You know, I got a mixed bag with this, but it's, as far as, is there somebody else behind Trump and pulling the strings? Absolutely, yes. I got the 7 of Wands, defending oneself, and it's being challenged by the Tower. I got the King of Pentacles and the Devil. These are both my Trump cards. So he is being chained. He is addicted to what these people are offering him, and or pretending to offer him. It's being out in the cold. They're not for they're for secrecy, and they're not for to promote the United States. However, there is an outside force that is going to start bringing some truth out about this. And it's about the 3 of coins. And this is my Apprentice card. This is my Dark Money card. And the final card is the Sun card. So it's going to be illuminated. We are going to see what's going on behind here. But in the meantime, I feel, yes, for entertainment purposes only, there is some dark energy that is working behind the scenes to try to make us feel like we are left out into the cold, and make the Tower crash on us. But it didn't work, and it's going to be exposed.
Yeah, we don't receive it.
Right, exactly. We block it, we don't receive it. and the majority do not want what they offer, what they're offering, and they're
Right.
having a hard time. That's the reason why they have to steal elections, is because they know that they can't get everybody on board.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you, Mary, for that question.
That was good.
That's good. Do we have a final question? I've got to scoot here pretty quick.
Okay. Well, we could ask. Go ahead, Sheila.
We can pull an oracle card and give everybody a high vibe on the way out.
High vibe on the way out.
High vibe. I'll just shuffle till one pops out because I don't have an oracle deck up here.
I have my moonology, so I'll see what we get.
I bet it's the moon.
Something to do with the moon?
Something. I'm psychic.
All right, let's see what we get. Balance, spirituality, and practicality.
Nice.
Sounds good. Balance.
Cool. The card, are you done?
Yep.
Okay, the card I got, which is, I keep forgetting this as we go in our day to day, and we keep looking at news and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. I keep forgetting gratitude. Just be grateful for so many of the little things that we have in our life, friendships that we have, a pillow to put our head on and not have it spin. That's awesome. So
Paper,
say it again.
toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Very grateful for toilet paper.
You got to bring it full circle, Lori.
I got balance, just like Sheila did, just like you did, Danny.
Yeah.
And keep your eyes open. You know, justice is coming. And it's really important to note that in the Rider-Waite deck, the blindfold is removed here. So it isn't the traditional Western version of depicting Lady Justice with the blindfold on. So this is like, see what you need to see. Evaluate what you need to evaluate and know that justice will be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now
I feel that completely.
Awesome.
We're going to make it through. We are really going to make it through.
Yeah.
we are
Fast.
with or without toilet paper. We're going to.
With toilet paper.
Hey, we can make our own. We can.
You can make your own and then
all you need
sell
is
it.
all you need is a square.
Okay, we're done.
Guys.
Thank you guys for watching, everybody.
Much love to you.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm trying to